Okay, here we want to determine an appropriate viewing rectangle for the given function and use it to draw the graph. We have f of x, which is equal to sine squared 1000x. Now, the square, what we'd have to square, we can call another function g of x, which would equal sine of 1000x. And if we'd square that, then we would get f of x. So what we would want to do is we want to first find the period of g of x. And so in order to do that, we're going to take 2 pi and then divide that by 1000. Okay, now if we go ahead and submit that on our calculator, 2 pi divided by 1000 gives us 0.0063. So then that would tell us that is in the range between -1 and 1. And now, since f of x, which is equal to the sine squared of 1000x, is the square of g of x, then we will no longer have a negative associated with the range. So therefore, then the range would go from 0 to +1. So then we can make our viewing rectangle for the following. It'd be -0.01 to 0.01 by 0 to 1.1. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this in our graph. So in our window, we got -0.01 to 0.01 in our x min and x max. And then our y minimum is 0 and our y max is 1.1. And let's go ahead and put in the function. So you need to be careful with the parentheses when you're putting this in. So I'm going to use the braces here. So second braces, I'm going to put in sine of 1000x and then parentheses. And then I got to finish it with the brace because I need to square this. So I got to square this. I can't square it how it's written here. I have to make sure I square the entire trig function. And now I'm going to go ahead and graph that. And therefore you can see what it looks like within that viewing rectangle. Okay. And then if we want to do that in Desmos, okay, let's go ahead and change our to -0.01 and then +0.01. And this is going to 0 and then 1.1. And then let's go ahead and put it in here. So we have sine okay, so the same thing. We need to type in another parenthesis on the outside and then put in 1000 and then x, and then we need to square that to be able to see what's going on within that viewing rectangle. And so therefore, we have our graph with a viewing rectangle of -0.01 to 0.01 for the x min, x max, and there's your y min and y max for this trig function.